Hi, today we will learn Dutch or Netherlands about time or clock. This one is in English, this one is in Dutch or Netherlands. The number for a clock in English from 0 to 12. But the number that we use for clock or time in Dutch or Netherlands is from 0 to 24. In Indonesia, we also use the number from 0 to 24 for time. Clock, the clock. Watch, head, horloge. Some nouns in Dutch we use de for the. Some nouns in Dutch we use het for de. The for clock is de, and the for watch is het. De clock, het horloge. But for plural nouns, we always use de for the. Watches, de horloges. In English, 7 p.m. In Dutch, we add 12, it becomes 19. We read it as 7 uur. The V itself, it should be bold. So, 7, 7, V, 7 uur. But sometimes my V is not bold. Sometimes I'm into 7 of, but it should be v. 7 uur. 7 o'clock. Uur is o'clock or also hour. This one we use 19. We add 12 from this one. It becomes 19. A quarter past 7. Kwart over 7. Kwart, a quarter. Over, past 7. 7. 7. 7. V. 7. 7. In this one, a quarter to 8. Kwart voor. Voor. A really bold V. Voor. 8. 8. So, 2 is voor. 8 is 8. In this one, instead of using 7 in Dutch, we use 8. 8. And we don't have to say the past. We just have to say it as half 8. Half 8. Half past 7. Half 8. Half 8. Half past 7. Thank you. Hi, today we will learn Indonesian language or Bahasa Indonesia about time or a clock. This part is in English, this part is in Indonesian language or Bahasa Indonesia. In English, the number that we use for clock is from 0 to 12. In Indonesia, the number itself is from 0 to 24. It's inherited from Dutch because in Dutch, the clock or time is also used from 0 to 24. Clock, jam, or jam dinding. Some people might say it only with jam. Some people might say it also with dinding. Jam dinding. Dinding itself is wall. Dinding. Watch, jam tangan. Tangan is hand. So, watch, jam tangan. And this one is like when we say ringing, singing. The is not tangan, is not tanjan, but tangan. Tangan. In English, watch is some noun. We have to add s or es to make it into plural. But in Indonesia, instead of adding any letter, we repeat the word or the words, and then we put stripe in between the words or the word that been repeated. In this case, jam tangan. So, jam tangan, stripe, jam tangan. 7 p.m. In Indonesia, we use, instead of p.m., we use the number from 13 to 24. That's why you find it here, 19, instead of adding any word behind the number. And the separation from the hour and the minute part, instead of using colon, in Indonesia we use dot. In Dutch, the number itself is also in 0 to 24, but the separation, instead of that dots or dot here, in Dutch using colon, but the number from 0 to 24. In Indonesia, the separation is with dot. The easy way is just adding 12 whenever you see the PM. So 7 plus or add 12, it means, or it becomes 19. And from this, when we have to know what time is it, so you reduce or minus this number with 12, so it becomes 7 p.m. 7 o'clock in Indonesian language or Bahasa Indonesia, pukul or jam 7. In English, we say or write 7 first, but in Indonesia, we write or say or pronounce pukul or jam, which is o'clock first. 7 is 7. Why I put this symbol here or sign? Because the formal way is pukul, even though pukul also has different meaning, which is hit or slap. Hit, slap is pukul, but this same word also has meaning as a clock. In this case, of course, this pukul is a clock. A formal way when you say a clock or write a clock. But in daily activities, even myself, I say jam instead of pukul. In formal occasion, we use pukul. In daily activities, casual conversation, we use most of the time jam. Jam itself is a formal word, but in this case, if we use this word replacing this one, this word it becomes a slang version or informal replacing this formal one, even though this one is a formal word. But replacing this becomes casual or not correct Indonesian language. Jam 7. And now 7:15 p.m. we write it with 19 and then dot and then 15. Again, in English, in this case we say a quarter, but in Indonesia we say 7, and then the quarter after the past. Past is lebih. Lebih can also be translated as extra, but in this case, lebih is past. And a quarter in Indonesia is seperempat. 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 I will write it here with yellow so it's not so obvious. Se is prefix. It means a or one. It's prefix. Per, in this case, it also per in English. Per in Indonesia, per. Per, per. 4, 4. 1/4. A quarter. Seperempat. One word. A quarter past 7. 7 lebih seperempat. And now this one, a quarter to 8. In Indonesia we use this word kurang for 2. Kurang is minus, but in this case we translate this one into 2. Even though kurang, I will repeat, kurang it means minus. 8 kurang seperempat. As we see, we use 8. So we say the 8 first instead of in English we say a quarter first. 8 kurang seperempat. And now this one, there's interesting thing because in this case we don't have to switch the position of the words, but we use different word for the number itself. In English we still use 7. In Indonesia, we use 8. In English, 7:30. In Indonesia, we don't have to say the past. We just say the half, setengah, and then 8. 8. Setengah, it means half. Again, this one is the same with this one or and tengah, it means in the middle or middle. Middle or in the middle. The se is prefix. One word, setengah, half. Se prefix, it means or one. Tengah, it means in the middle or middle. Tengah. Setengah, half. And this one is not tenggah, tenjah, but tengah, tengah, setengah, 8. 8. Half, 8. We use this one because we inherit this from Dutch, because in Dutch they also use half and then 8 instead of 7:30 in English. In Indonesian language or Bahasa Indonesia, for jam tangan or watch, we use jam tangan. Tangan is hand, but we also use arloji. Jam tangan or arloji for watch. This arloji is taken from this Dutch horloge. Horloge, watch. Horloge. In Indonesia, it becomes arloji. Horloge, arloji. Thank you.